Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. Today, we will be cooking yam Ampesi. So, first, I've started to put red oil into the pot and I've diced some onions that we are going to add to it. So, as you see with the shaky camera, I'm getting the onions. This is the white onion, by the way. I have the red onion that I will be uh, mixing in the blender, and I have two tomatoes, and I also have the habanero peppers that we will be using. This stew is a very simple stew that you would like to eat when you have like no time. It's very simple. Just needs a few natural ingredients and then you're good to go. So as you can see, sorry about my camera angle, but we are adding the onion to the red oil. You can see the other parts that has been cooking done in the house, so please forgive me for that. I have already cut up the tomatoes and the peppers and the onions, and we are going to blend that together so that we can have it like a normal Ghanaian stew base, sorry. That's what we are doing. Unfortunately, I did not have cocoa on hand. I would have used it, but we have something even better that we are going to add to this stew. So as you can see, you add a little bit of water. In my case, I added a little bit of water. Sometimes you might need a little bit more depending on your ingredients. And I covered it up and we are going off to blend it in the blender. So now as I'm blending it, you see how everything is cohesive. You're just trying to make it chunky. Sometimes if you have too much water, it's going to be too runny, but not to fret. When we are cooking it inside of the pots, it's going to evaporate. So no need to worry about that. So you're going to add it to the pots after you've had some time to simmer the onions in the oil. Well, not simmer really, but fry them. So we are going to be using some eggs for this red oil stew, some salmon, some accents, and Maggi. This is actually onga Maggi, and we are also going to be using some salt because I don't like too much seasoning inside of my red oil stew. So you're actually going to let this cook for a little bit so that, it can all become cohesive and all the rawness of the vegetables cooks off. And we are back. As you can see, it's simmering. I had made yam. That's what we are going to use to eat this dish. You can use rice, or you can also, like, if you like, you can use it with plantain, boiled plantain. So, so as you can see, I'm stirring it and it's splattering everywhere. So I'm so far away from it because I don't want to get burned. And we are going to cover it a little bit more. When we come back, we are going to add a secret ingredient, which is the smoked turkey. I really like turkey in red oil stews because it's already smoked and it brings this type of flavor to it, and it's just so yummy. I'm going to cut it up. As you can see, I tried to cut it up with one hand, and it's not working. Yeah. So we got our meat now. I used one wing and I added it to the egg since you're all going to mix it in together. But I think that I'm going to add them whilst it's inside so that it can get a little bit more cooked. We are adding a little bit of salt, not too much, as you can see. I said not too much, and you saw the salt. But I actually didn't add any other seasoning other than the salt and the essence. I felt that later on the Maggi wasn't really needed. Sometimes you might need the Maggi, sometimes you don't. If you prefer a very simple taste or just a simple palate, or you have a simple palate, then you just go for salt and the accent. The accent, how do we call it in Ghana? A1, yeah. So I'm adding a little bit of the juice from the salmon, and I'm throwing the rest out because we don't want it to be too fishy. My little sister likes this too, but she doesn't like too much fish. So I'm pouring out the water and I'm adding I'm I'm adding the salmon into it. Now you see this brings a nice flavor. I like to break it up into the stew. Some people like it big, like edidem, like they like it to be big inside the stew. So as you can see, I've already added the turkey to it with the fish so that they can all cook at the same time. I've been beating this thing too much, yeah. So after that, we are going to wait a little bit more so that it can simmer off. And when we come back, we're going to add the eggs. So as you can see, everything is now nice. You see the stew is almost done. It doesn't need too much salt because we've also added the smoked turkey and the smoked salmon. So that's also not the smoked salmon, the canned salmon. It's going to taste extra good with this. I'm going to be cracking the eggs inside the stew right now. I try to do it with one hand. I don't suggest you do that. Sometimes you might find eggshell inside. So we really tried hard not to do that. As you can see, I've started to crack them. Sometimes you can mix it. I don't like mixing it too much because I like boiled eggs. I really do like boiled eggs with the red oil stews. So we are checking on the yam. You see that it's almost done. It just needs a little bit more water. I was just feeling it to see where the problem was. And I added a little bit of water and I also then rotated it some so that all the places can get cooked. So this is our stew now. You see all the onion, the egg. You see how it looks now? I'm going to break it up a little bit so that it can look appealing. I mean, it's not that it's not appealing already, but for presentation purposes, I really like to make my food look beautiful because if the food is presented in a nasty way, you won't like to eat it. So I'm making it appetizing. So yeah, yeah, see my cup for a little bit. The stew is finished, and I served this with my yam. The baby ate it with my baby sister ate it with some rice, and she really enjoyed it, and so did I with my yam. And I hope that you like and subscribe to this channel. Let me know in the comments what you like to add to your red oil stew or what you like to eat with it. And I'll see you next time. Bye.